And Vessel would be the item that would make sure that cores such as Laundred or Timber or Edge that are really based on the healing mechanism is just completely countered. And then for sure you're going to be able to cut through them. So, I mean, he has a lot of options to go for. I think Darkseer is one of these heroes where you can buy literally any item almost in the game and make it look good. So obviously Mind Control, one of the better Darkseer players out there. So he has a lot of experience and I'm sure he'll make the hero look very good.
For sure, and then obviously someone who plays the hero really well is Amar on the Timber. And it seems like a lot of times when he plays the Timber, he's kind of like that main guy. He's getting a lot of the farm, he's sitting top of the net worth. I almost hate to ask this question, does he tone it back a little bit this game? Does he give up some of that farm towards the rest of his team? Because he finds it somewhere. I don't know. Sometimes he isn't even stealing it from his teammates. He's stealing it just like from everybody else. Nigma's not getting it, or whoever you're playing at the time. It's like somehow he manages to stay top of the net worth. I need to start watching a lot of those replays and just seeing how he's moving around the map. And
that sounds a lot like an Amar Timber, what you just described. And I think if anybody is gonna have a say about it, it's got to be Nigma. You know, they are the one that are gonna try to stop him. Whether they can or not is yet to be seen. You know, it's a lot about this IO Lesh and how well they're able to execute the lane. Lesh versus Timber is all about who gets level 6 first. Because if Lesh does get level 6 before the Timber, it might get really hard for Timber to even stay in the lane. If it's the other way around, then he might kick Lesh away from the lane. So I'm looking at what Taiga is going to also decide to do and how much he's going to be able to prioritize XP on the Timber side.
Yeah, so we'll see how these lanes end up going once we eventually get to them. We've still got a little bit to go. Doesn't really look like, at least for the moment, that OG are going to wrap or go for something pre-minute 1, but Nigma's up here just in case. Now, they've got a pretty solid level 1 kill lineup just to make sure. And I think, at least from the looks of it and the way that they've set up, OG are kind of aware of that. They know that these stuns exist. They know that the damage is there.
And yeah, he's seen right now on Puck. The ward did scout him, so we have, like, OG has perfect information on what might be happening, and definitely they don't want to run into that. Like, as you said, you know, whoever runs there just dies.
And they actually do something interesting with Misha and Taiga. They go all the way the opposite way around. So they're kind of, OG's also kind of finding their way. Maybe it's like, oh, well, you know, Nigma, they didn't get what they wanted. They come back towards their side of the map, and we just catch them, which is kind of what they've done here with Mind Control. We'll see if they can get this kill on the Darkseer. The BZM nearby with an Aether Remnant. As long as he lands that, it's first blood secured, and that's exactly what it is. So not only did they read the lineup for that first little potential kill that comes from that lineup from Nigma, but they even countered it, and they did it perfectly.
And he even gets the D ward because, you know, Patience, we placed the ward first and we saw them run in, and now Taiga just placed the sentry. He might die for it, maybe? No, very nice stun. He's gonna get away. So we also got the mid ward, which is a big deal, very big deal. This Lion is very, very rich, you know. First blood plus the ward, like, he's already rocking the boots, so living the life.
Yeah, that's one of the things you and Black were talking about. I was spectating this conversation and learning a lot. When you buy boots that early, you gotta have that mindset of, okay, now I've got boots. I can't just run up and because I'm faster and die. You've got to use it, and what's the way that maybe you see Taiga getting that done?
I mean, Taiga's job right now in this game is to make sure they don't shut down Amar, and at the same time, leave him as much XP as he can. It's really the XP race between the Leshrac and the Timber. The Leshrac weakness that he has a Wisp that is not as good as a Lion to, of course, kind of leave the lane, right? Wisp is designed so that he tethers his partner and stays with them. So they're gonna try to force Taiga to, they should try to force Taiga to show, oh, he might actually be dead here. A really good stun from Miracle.
And landed right on the edge, and Taiga getting down to 1 shot left, and GH gets that kill. Amar actually took a little bit of damage too on the beginning of that, and if he had gotten hit by that stun, his life might have been in a little bit more danger than it is already. Courier was close, so that'll start to, I think it did deliver his boots over, so it's not like it's in that weird little no man's land. And then we're taking a look up top here and over mid, like, do either of these matchups, the top or the mid, really stand out at you as something that can be a lot of kills?
I think the mid matchup that we're looking at right now, like the Void Spirit versus Puck, it's a very high skill matchup, and I've seen it go both ways. So it seemed very even right now if you look at the last hit. So far so good. As top, yeah, this Nick seems to be in big trouble.
Oh yeah, Kuroki getting slowed down thanks to the help of Misha, but a 2-man stun and that Impale might be enough to just walk on away.
Very nice.
Misha doesn't have the impetus.
Very nice kill casting from Kuro. I mean, this was a tough one to get off, but he did very nicely. No entangle, obviously, that comes into play, but yeah, he's gonna live.
So far, so good. Able to get away. We've seen Impale and Earth Spike, just multiple heroes every time. Like, these guys are ready with it, and we don't really see Lion too much. He seems to be one of those supports that have kind of fallen out of favor for other ones, but like, if you're OG, what's bringing you that mindset? Like, hey, I can put Lion back into this lineup and make it show its value.
He can be a bit of a weak laner, but when you lane with Timber, you have more freedom to pick the hero that you want, so that's one argument. And also, they saw Puck pretty early. Lion, obviously, you know, a hero that Puck has to really worry about. So does Nyx. Obviously, Carapace is a very hard, you know, spell to work around, but Hex is the best answer, because then you just Hex with Carapace and you can wait out for the stun. So yeah, Nyx and Puck, you think of Lion.
Stun out through on a Miracle, but now Taiga needs to run.
He'll probably die here.
He's got the Hex, but he doesn't have the life, and Miracle gets a kill over in the bottom lane, so he's 1-0-1, and this Lion dying a couple times. Obviously, sucks to give away those kills, but he also got that first blood. He got the D-ward, the gold. It's going to stay at where he should be in terms of net worth. The question is, can he kind of keep his life? And at what point does Lion kind of like think, okay, Amar's here. Can he sustain by himself? Can I move around the map? Can I go mid, maybe top? Try and find some kills with the rest of my team.
Ideally, it would be the level 5 on Timber. I think before level 5 is a bit hard for him to fully sustain, and Lion's going to keep looking at it. He could decide to leave now, but if he does, he might, like, I mean, now the lane is in a position where he can, but if he leaves too early, I mean, yeah, we see the rune control. Probably Lion's going to want to join that. We already see, you know, I mean, supports are quite busy. You have the Lion on the bottom rune, and, you know, these matchups, Bug versus Void Spirit, it's all about the region. It's all about the water runes, about the power runes, so you're going to see a lot of action around the river. And there you see the pressure, right? It's still a bit early for Timber to be left alone.
Yeah, and they go for the stun actually over mid. Smell had been hit by an Aether Remnant just a moment ago, and they're diving the tower. They want Amar. They won't land the stun. He's got that wand. He heals up a little bit. The Whirling Death. We'll see if he survives this or if anybody comes over bottom to try and help him out. He gets into the trees. But Miracle and GH are on his tail. He's just Timber chaining across the lane back and forth. And, well, kind of playing him a little bit.
Yeah, this is an insane amount of pressure, and you don't want to trade too much with this IO, you know, pairings, because they don't use anything for that, right? I mean, you know, the Lion, he's going to have to bring Tangos, he's going to have to bring Mangoes. This IO Lesh is just going to keep sustaining, so you don't want to get baited into trading too much with them, right? You just, Amar right now, all he wants is level 5. When level 5 happens, it's going to get better for him, and you know, Lesh is still a little bit under level. Amar is close to level 5, Lesh is level 4, and it's all about this level 6 timing. I can't emphasize how much it's important, so... But yeah, you see, like, Taiga is kind of forced to be here because they're putting up, you know, so much pressure on this Timber, which is, they're playing this really smartly.
Yeah, especially, I mean, you're saying level 6 is very important. The way to make it sure that they can win that, push Amar out of the lane, make sure he's uncomfortable. Okay, they're going to TP a +1, so BZM coming bottom, he's level 6. If they can catch somebody...
It looks like it's been spotted, right? And this rotation hurts the Void Spirit a lot. His bottle is empty, so the 6-minute rune is going to be super important. He has no boots. He's really sad right now. Like, this hurts your game a lot. Hopefully he gets a rune, and then it's going to make up for it a little bit. But yeah, this also frees up the Puck for his own rotation now. They know that Void Spirit has no TP.
Right.
So
he can't react.
Exactly. Okay. Let's see, you know, 6-minute rune coming up. We already see, you know, Misha going for the top rune, Taiga on the bottom rune. The Nigma supports are a bit late to the party, so maybe we get... Okay, Void Spirit does get the... He got denied, actually.
It. Yeah, Sumail just got the right click in.
Very well done. 1v3 rune deny, you know, so that's like big impact.
Making sure that you kind of keep that advantage on the lane, and Sumail just definitely showing some prowess here over mid. They drop down the Dream Coil. They've got the Impale coming out from Kuroki, but the Aether Remnant lands on Sumail might give BZM a chance to use that jump and get out, and that's exactly what it does. So, you know, under that pressure, doesn't panic, just jumps away, doesn't give even more of an advantage. Like you were saying, some of it felt like that bit of an advantage coming over mid, and now GH kind of getting pushed away, but like you said, for the IO, it doesn't really mean all too much.
And you see this Darcy, right? He's not having fun. He's level 4. He's really under level. Laundry is level 6. And on bottom, the Timber is level 6 before the Lesh Track. So, you know, good job from Taiga sharing XP properly. And then the pressure, you see it right away. It starts. His Lesh Track was level 6 here. It's a double kill, you know? So now there's going to be a lot of pressure going OG's way for a little bit until the Lesh Track gets level 6. And then it's just going to start being relieved. Laundry though, he's having like a perfect game.
40 and 20, I was going to mention it, but it feels like we were talking around the map. They're still putting the pressure on Miracle. He's got to be a little bit careful with Amar just committing to this one, the Whirling Death, and again, Taiga trying to follow it up, trying to find something. And instead, they'll focus their attention onto GH with BZM coming over from the side. So he gets Miracle. Kuroki comes in with an Impale. It'll end up being a 1-for-1 trade, but do they get anything more out of this one? GH under the tower, but that's not home base. That's not safe. So BZM, he'll get the double kill, and they take out GH.
Very nice rotation from BZM. Sumail unfortunately had no TP. It just got delivered to him, so he could not react to the dive. And yeah, I mean, big, you know, again, the Slash Track is still not level 6, so his game has been really crippled. Yeah. And this is all about XP split. You know, it's this details at high-level Dota that can really turn the lane completely.
GH actually goes to fill up the bottom of Sumail. I was going to ask, because BZM's now made 2 rotations off the mid lane, but Sumail doesn't feel comfortable enough to do it himself, right? Like, is that because the side lanes aren't going as well? Like you said, Darkseer's only level 4, Leshrac never hit level 6. Do you not just feel the opportunity to try and go and save a lane, or do you just focus on your lane and then when the opportunity finally comes, go?
I mean, to be fair, I feel like Sumail should have been bottom, countering the gank from the Void Spirit. He just had no TP, so maybe we missed that part where he had to waste his TP, and maybe OG had that info. This is the coil. He might actually die here. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, the stun follow-up and the illusory orb, they do finally get a kill onto Amar, so that's exactly what they wanted with that follow-up. But while that's going on, there's a wall up top, and Misha gets the kill into mind control. Back over bottom, they're looking over. Miracle, he's sitting a little bit low, but he is tethered up. BZM, we'll see if he can get anything out of it, or if he gets played with the help of Sumail. They've got the silence with the waning rift, and the damage for the Astral Step. One more right click. Sumail wants a high 5, but instead, he'll just give him another 1+ on that death score.
Very clutch from Sumail, kind of predicting where BZM was going to try to escape from, and very big kills. I mean, these are 2 kills on 2 cores, you know, and this is the Leshrac being really happy, catching up with XP also. Big kills, big XP.
Yeah, and that's exactly, like, it bumps up their game. They were struggling a little bit on the side lane. Now you get a little bit of that pressure alleviated. Miracle hits level 7, and Sumail's still down here. They kind of want to just shut down Amar, and that's almost a double-edged sword. How much can you focus on this bottom lane and just allow the rest of the lanes to kind of have their free will?
Even Misha rotated here too, so, you know, OG is trying to this is like the pressure building up on the bottom lane, and both teams are kind of looking at it, and rightly so. So I like that the OG supports are trying to stop that.
Now the Hex, but the relocate out, easy doesn't. Miracle and GH do escape.
Pretty early relocate. You know, Sumail is looking at it. He has a coil. He's going to check the run before. He might be in trouble here.
Dream Coil comes out into BZM, and let's see if he can get out of this one when the Dream Coil finishes, but he never gets that chance. So Sumail with another kill. He's on a killing spree.
Plus an Arcane Rune for him top. So, you know, Sumail is starting to pop off here. Yeah. Something to watch out for.
Very timid in the first 5-6 minutes or so, but Sumail found that opportunity and he's rolled with it. They're starting to snowball, which could be dangerous for OG. They bring over Yuragi and maybe looking to get Miracle with the help of Taiga.
Yeah, he might die here. He's gonna die here.
Hex, Earth Spike should follow it up, and that's an easy kill. Miracle kind of in his own area of the map at the moment, and that's what gets him caught. He's on the side of the OG as Sumail gets another one. He's now dominating, taking out Misha.
GH is actually pretty big this game. I mean, I feel like he's having a pretty good game. He's pretty happy. He's gonna have mech only in like 500 gold, so you know, 1 or more 2 skirmishes, and then he gets the mech. And I mean, this game for Nigma, it's all about this IO plus Leshrac. It's really all about how they're gonna hit their timings and how they're gonna be able to kind of accelerate their game, because this is where the damage is gonna come from for Nigma, and they're gonna need a lot of damage to take down, you know, OG's course.
Yeah, they've done a good job of getting, say, BZM as well as Amar at some time. But now, look at this. Nyx Assassin in trouble. The follow-up Hex. BZM, he gets a kill. Finally gets himself, you know, a +1 there as he's had a couple of deaths in between. So they do get that kill on the Nyx. You're starting to see this lone druid really start to get involved too. And he had a great lane. Like, the net worth split between him and anybody else is pretty significant this early on into the game. The pressure was on the rest.
He's living the life, and this is when the map might look a little bit weird for OG, because, you know, MC just took top tower, you know, quietly, and you see Miracle kind of staying here. He's not maximizing his own farm. He decides he'd rather defend his own safety in tower and keep the map kind of disadvantages for OG, which I think is the best way to play the game at this very moment. And this is like the mark of the most experienced players that are gonna, you know, like kind of favor pressure over greediness, which at this level is definitely the way to go. MC here, he might die, or yeah, too much damage on this bug.
Yeah, they're going up towards top. They want to get this kill on a mind control while Misha goes down. So Sumail with another one, then Taiga